Adventures with the Crew.
Alrighty guys, so we're in Silver Dollar City today for a Harvest Festival featuring crafts with pumpkins in the city. I'm gonna talk to Kelly, so follow on. Alrighty guys, so I'm here with Kelly right now. Kelly, how are you today?
I'm well, how are you?
I am so excited to see all these pumpkins sitting here. Can you just give me like an overview about what's happening here?
What's happening here is our Harvest Festival featuring crafts by day, pumpkins in the city at night. What you're gonna see is we've got 15,000 real pumpkins. We've got larger than life pumpkin sculptures. We've got our 29-foot tall pumpkin greeter, our 18-foot tall spider, and then in addition, by day, we've got crafters from all over the nation that come here and spend Harvest Festival with us, so it's a great shopping experience as well.
That sounds amazing. Like, these pumpkins look so beautiful. Now, that's obviously during the daytime. Do you guys have anything happening at night?
So when the sun goes down, there's thousands of pumpkins that are glowing during the day, but when the sun goes down, those just come to life. Our sculptures glow, and then also starting at 5:30 out in the Pumpkin Plaza every evening, we've got a dance party, there's food, there's glow merchandise out there. It's a great time. And then we also have our new expansion this year, which is Foggy Hollow. There's over 16,000 points of light in this, and it's all set to music. And of course there's fog because it's Foggy Hollow. So that's as you exit the Pumpkin Plaza, and it's amazing. And this is all after the sun goes down. So it's a completely different experience. You've got this beautiful, fun shopping experience with all the food and everything. And then when the sun goes down, it's glow by night. Everything just glows, and it's a completely different atmosphere.
It sounds perfect. And with the weather today, I mean, where can we go wrong?
Could not ask for better weather.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much. I know you're a busy woman today.
Thank you.
Alrighty guys, so I'm here with Jim today. Jim, how you doing?
Pretty good, Ron. How about yourself?
Doing well. The smell dragged me in here, and then you pulled me into here. So I'm kind of excited to figure out what this place is, where we're at.
Well, we talk about the history of the American cowboy here. We also cook a lot of cast iron. We're going to have beans today. Ooh. You'll be able to see that, maybe even sample a little bit. We make all kinds of good things on the fire, believe it or not. It's the way the cowboys did 100, 200 years ago. Silver Dollar City offers us an opportunity to come down here and meet new people and expose the history as it was.
Most definitely. And is that why you come back every year?
Yeah. Like I said, Silver Dollar City is a great host, and they bring people in from all over, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, all over the country, and they enjoy what we do here.
Well, to add on to your repertoire there, I'm from New Jersey, so there you go.
Okay,
another tick on the map right there.
Another Yankee.
Can't help myself.
No, I know.
And I hear about like a cook-off that happens around here. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Mr. Jackson and myself, or Tom here, we have to cook beans today. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow maybe chili or chicken pot pie. And then Buck Taylor will come up here and MC it. And everybody that's in the crowd is a judge. They all get a sample of both beans today, and they judge which they like the best.
Definitely. Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, I know you're a busy man and you got to get ready for the next set, so I'll leave you to it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, of course. So I just got done speaking to Jim here at the Cowboy Camp, and now I have Jimmy. Jimmy, how you doing today?
Good. How you doing today?
So I'm doing great, first off. So what is your role here in the show?
Well, I provide a little bit of entertainment while they're doing the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I do some gun spinning and trick roping. Basically, the cowboys, when they, back in the day, as they were waiting on their food, same as a lot of our audience right here, waiting for, some samples that we give out, the cowboys would pass the time, a lot of the time, using what they had, the guns for protection. They'd actually make ropes a lot of the time out of horsehair. And yeah, I mean, we've seen it in cowboy movies, at rodeos, things like that, and I like to give people a little taste.
Definitely. And how long have you been doing that?
I've probably been doing it less than 10 years, actually. And it's real interesting because I had to teach myself. They don't exactly make a trick roping for dummies book out there. So it's been a process, but it's been fun.
Now, do you think you can show us a little bit what you do here right now?
I can indeed, yeah. So this right here, it is a Colt 45 replica, so it's not going to shoot.
All right.
But yeah, we'll get used to it right there, rock it back and forth, kind of play with it, you can go sideways. And what I like to do is take out two at once. You got two hands, might as well put it to use. A little bit of juggling action right there.
Okay.
Right. A little Wyatt Earp, just kidding. But yeah, it's just, I like to have fun.
My goodness.
Just take you for a spin.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. right, so we've been seeing these beautiful pumpkins throughout the entire park, and now we get to meet the master pumpkin carver himself, Barry Brown. Barry, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you, Ron?
I'm doing fantastic. So, for lack of a better term, I'm actually terrible when it comes to carving.
Why are you terrible? What's happening? What's going on?
I've never carved pumpkins in my life.
Well,
really.
how do you know if you're terrible or not?
Because I keep losing. We have a little competition, and
Oh.
yeah, last year I got 0 votes.
0 votes.
Zero
well,
votes.
I could help you out a little bit, I think.
Oh, that's why we're here, to watch you do your craft, and as well to talk to you.
Good. Well, we can chitty-chat while I'm carving and everything, and I want to give you the 3 secrets of pumpkin carving, and
Oh.
that might help you out with your pumpkin carving dilemma.
Okay. So, tip number 1, what would you say?
Tip number 1, carve in your lap. You ever done that before?
No, actually, I haven't thought about that.
This is the safest way because the pumpkin doesn't roll around. Here's a master tip.
Oh,
You open your pumpkin from the bottom.
now why the bottom?
Because I think it helps the pumpkin last a little bit longer to leave the stem on.
Oh, okay.
I want to put my artwork anywhere on the pumpkin. It's all just one piece. So those are really good reasons. So the second secret of pumpkin carving is to carve straight up and down. Because the saws are strong when they're straight up and down, but they're bendy when they're sideways.
Right.
And they will break if you break them. So you carefully insert your saw and then see just practicing up and down. Here, you try that a little bit.
Sure. Now, like, I get into that
Oh,
habit.
wait, don't saw, just go up and down.
Oh, so just
I just want you to practice that straight up and down. Get the feel for it. See, your whole arm is involved, right?
Right.
Your fingers are gentle, your wrist is gentle, your arm is gentle.
Okay.
Yep. So now saw forward just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right, let me show you what I'm going here.
Go ahead.
So you're doing really, really well.
Right.
See, that up and down is really important.
Right.
And you can see on the bottom, I've made just half a circle. And then I've kind of cut that piece in half. You want to avoid the blossom end because that's really woody.
Oh,
That's
okay.
hard to saw through. I'm just making a hole big enough for my hand, like a 4-inch hole. And then I can pull this other piece out. So the next part then is to clean out the pumpkin.
Yes.
Some people just go in with their hands and pull the strings out. Well, I think the strings are in there to help the pumpkin decompose really quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's the opposite way. We want to help the pumpkin last as long as possible.
Oh, okay.
So the scraper scoop is what I use. So the scraper scoop is a really great tool because it fits all the way inside the pumpkin.
Right.
So I'm really able to scrape. But I'm not just stirring the strings around, I'm getting into that flesh. And another thing that's important about carving, especially with kids, is you want to thin down the wall of the pumpkin.
So as you're pulling out the flesh and working on that, other than having your artwork displayed throughout the park, what do you love about Silver Dollar City?
Well, that is one of the things, is to see all this artwork that I've carved around the park and to watch people interact with it. People ask me, like, what's my favorite carving? Or they say, oh, we just love this piece over here. One of the things that I loved to carve was over at the Woodland Church.
Okay.
You know, that was built in the 1800s and then disassembled log by log and brought back over here.
Wow, yeah.
So it's a very special piece of architecture.
Definitely.
And on the inside of the church, it has a log that says, I lift my eyes to the hills, which is a scripture from the Bible.
Right.
So I thought I would carve those words in pumpkins, and those get to be set out in front of the church. The next step then is to use patterns. With patterns, you just cut out the paper that you don't need. I do a piece of tape at the top and the bottom, then side to side, and you can see these little bubbles that happen. So I'm going to fold those down and try not to, like mess up the artwork too much. See, I'm avoiding where the artwork goes a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Now the next step is to transfer the pattern. So I use this little transfer tool. See, it's a metal pokey thing.
Okay, yeah.
You can't get those in regular kits. They usually do plastic.
Right.
Because only responsible people can use these. But where we got this idea was from a kindergarten class at the Montessori school.
Okay.
So little kindergartners do the same thing.
Huh.
They poke along the design lines like we do, and that transfers the pattern onto the skin of the pumpkin.
So with this demonstration that you're showing me, do you do the same thing with the shows that you have here?
Yeah, I show people how to carve. It's a truncated version, but yeah, I show them how to use all the tools, and I tell my stories and jokes. Funny to me. And they learn really interesting things like opening the pumpkin from the bottom. They learn about this transfer tool. And here's a really fun secret I'm going to show you now.
Okay.
So you can kind of see the transfer holes a little bit.
Yes.
But here's a magic trick.
Okay.
If you take some flour and you shake it on your pumpkin, and then you rub it into those holes,
Oh my goodness, look at that.
it turns them from dark to light. And then you can see them better. So just like we learned at the bottom of the pumpkin, we want to carve straight up and down in our lap. Whatever I'm carving is at the very top of the pumpkin.
Right.
Like I'm not going to carve over here. I'm not going to carve like this.
Right.
Because these are just little thin pieces of metal, and they will break if you break them.
So of course with practice you got good at this, but how did you start?
I lost a bet.
Explain that, please.
Just kidding. I found the very first ever pumpkin carving kit in a grocery store in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
They had a contest where the winner of the National Grand Prize would get $1,000.
Ooh.
And I was an actor at the time, just graduated from college, and I was making $10 a show. So I needed a little extra income.
Just a little bit.
And I thought maybe I could carve a pumpkin and win this prize. Well, the second pumpkin that I entered in the contest, I won National Grand Prize.
Wow.
Then I met the people who made the carving kit, who were from Denver, Colorado.
Oh, well, look at that.
I was so surprised about that. We accidentally met at one of my shows. Then I watched the guy who created the kit carve, because I was carving just like everybody else carves. I really didn't know how to use the tools.
Yeah.
But he carved just like I showed you. His hand was so gentle. His song was so straight up and down. I was amazed. I'm like, oh, that's how you carve. So even my carving that wasn't great won National Grand Prize.
Right.
And then I learned how to carve. Here's another secret about carving. You don't want to push your piece that you finished into the pumpkin.
Okay.
Because the carvings kind of go this way. The outside is bigger than the inside. So you put your hand up inside and you wiggle it up and down. Make sure it's carved all the way through.
Right.
Then you push it up and out.
Huh. Thank you for your time. I know you got to keep working on this, and
Yeah.
I don't hold you up too much.
Well, thanks, Ron. I hope
sir.
you learned some stuff today, and it was great to meet you.
Oh, I know I did. Thank you so much. Looking for something fun to do this fall? Head on down to Silver Dollar City for their Harvest Festival, going on until October 29th. They have amazing pumpkins, beautiful crafts, and amazing sculptures like the one behind me. But that's all my time for today, guys. See you next time.